Hey guys, welcome back to Smooth Health and episode 3 of our Veganuary series. Today we're going to be looking at vegan nutrition. Different types of nutrition, where you can get it from and how much you should be getting on a daily basis. We're also going to put all the information from today's video on our website www.smoothhealth.co.uk. If you like this video and want to see more, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel and leave a comment down below. Now play the video. When thinking about nutrition for a vegan diet, the basic principles are the same as any other diet. The body needs certain nutrients at certain amounts in order to survive and stay healthy. For the purpose of this video, we're going to focus mainly on a standard nutritional profile, so a diet that would keep the body alive and healthy, rather than looking at building muscle or losing weight. As we know, a vegan diet contains only plant and plant-based ingredients. Vegans do not consume any animal products, such as meat, fish, dairy or eggs. This can provide an issue when planning a healthy and nutritious meal, as the animal-based products contain large amounts of essential nutrients. But the good news is, so do plant-based ingredients. You just have to get a bit more imaginative with your meal planning. Some basic diet tips, as given by the NHS, include: eat at least 5 portions of a variety of fruit and veg each day. Base meals on potatoes, bread, rice, pasta or other starchy carbohydrates, choosing whole grain where possible. Have some dairy alternatives such as soya drinks and yogurts, choosing low fat and low sugar options. We're going to be looking at these options more in a future video later this month. Eat beans, pulses and other protein sources. We'll talk about this later in this video. Choose unsaturated oils and spreads and eat them in small amounts. And drink plenty of fluids. The government recommends 6 to 8 cups or glasses per day. Now it's important to make sure you follow the Eat Well guide, as this does also apply to vegans, vegetarians, people of all ethnic origins, as well as basically everyone, except children under 2. For those that don't know, the Eat Well guide shows us how much of what we eat each day should come from each food group to achieve a healthy and balanced diet. You can see the Eat Well guide here. Let's look at it a bit closer. The first and joint biggest section is fruit and veg, as shown here. As we've already stated, it's important to get at least 5 portions every day. This shouldn't be an issue for vegans, as all fruit and veg are vegan, despite certain myths about the likes of avocado, almonds, kiwis and certain others. The next section is starchy foods, making up just over 1/3 of the food we eat. Healthy sources of starchy food include bread, rice, pasta and potato. However, it's important to try eat whole grain where possible, as these provide a higher dose of fibre per serving. Starchy foods are the main source of energy for our bodies and include most of the other nutrients needed to maintain a healthy diet. The next section of the Eat Well guide is dairy products. This is where vegans will have to use some inventiveness to find a suitable dairy alternative. And there are thousands of options now for dairy alternatives, so it's just a case of finding one that fits your diet, meal and preferences best. We'll look at some dairy alternatives in a later video. These products tend to provide a main source of proteins and vitamins for our diet, especially for vegans who don't get the protein from animal sources. Now the next section on the Eat Well guide includes the animal products such as meat and eggs. However, it also includes a staple of a vegan diet, beans and pulses. Most beans and pulses are a great addition to any vegan meal, as they're often high in protein and fibre but low in fat. Next up, and one of the smallest sections, is unsaturated fats. When talking about fats, most people assume all fats are bad, But that's not true. The body needs a certain amount of fat to survive, and unsaturated fats are relatively healthy, and they include vegetable, rapeseed and sunflower oil, all of which are great for cooking with. These fats are a massive source of energy, but should be consumed sparingly as they are a fat at the end of the day. The final section of the Eat Well guide is liquids. This shouldn't be an issue for vegans, as most liquids that are healthy are also vegan friendly. The main source of hydration should obviously come from water, with at least 6 to 8 cups per day, but it can include such drinks as tea, coffee, fruit juices and smoothies. So when planning a meal for a vegan diet, it's important to look at the nutritional values of the individual ingredients, as vegans are very susceptible to deficiency in a number of nutrients that are found in their masses in animal products, such as calcium, iron and vitamin B12. A lot of vegans supplement these nutrients, however with proper planning this shouldn't be necessary. Let's look at how much of each nutrient you should be getting per day. According to NHS research, the average human should be consuming approximately 2,000 kilocalories per day, made up from less than 70 grams of fat, less than 20 grams of saturated fat, at least 260 grams of carbohydrates, 90 grams of total sugar, 50 grams of protein and less than 6 grams of salt. However, this is all dependent on the size, weight and activity levels of the person. These figures give a good starting point, however you may need to adjust some of them more. For example, if you tried to lose weight, you would need to reduce your carbohydrate intake. However, if you were doing high intensity exercise, you'd probably increase your carbohydrates. When working out protein intakes, a simple rule of thumb is around 0.75 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. And if you're looking to build muscle, however, increase this number to between 1.2 and 1.7 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. Now we've looked at the main nutrients in our diet, so let's dig a bit deeper and look at the micronutrients, vitamins and minerals that we need. The body needs a certain amount of these nutrients to work properly and stay healthy. In particular, the NHS recommends between 6 and 700 micrograms of vitamin A per day, between 0.8 and 1 milligram of vitamin D per day, 40 milligrams of vitamin C, 10 micrograms of vitamin D, 3 to 4 milligrams of vitamin E, 1 microgram per kilogram of body weight of vitamin K, and 700 milligrams of calcium per day. Okay, so we've talked about how much of each you should be getting, but if you're a vegan and you're struggling to make these targets, you're probably wondering what are the best foods to include. So let's have a look at the main nutrients that vegans either lack or think they have to supplement to meet their targets. Firstly, protein. Although some of the biggest sources of protein available come from animals, there are a wealth of other sources that vegans can use. Some of the best include black beans, tofu, nuts, seeds, chickpeas and broccoli. Looking at the vitamins is slightly harder, so let's take them one at a time. Vitamin A, also known as retinol, is a common worry for vegans, but it shouldn't be. Yes, most sources of direct vitamin A come from cheese, eggs, fish and liver, subsequently not vegan. However, what most people don't know is there's another nutrient called beta-carotene. The body converts this into retinol and hence gives the body its vitamin A, and the best sources of beta-carotene include yellow, red and green leafy vegetables such as spinach, carrots and red pepper, and also yellow fruits such as mango, papaya and apricots. Vegans often worry about vitamin D deficiency, as most sources apart from the sun include oily fish, red meat and eggs. However, from mid-October until March, most of us will get our required amounts from natural sunlight. Obviously, at the moment, many of us are spending less time outdoors, so this might not be the case. However, we can find vitamin D in mushrooms, most orange juices, as long as they're fortified almond milk, and fortified rice milk. As we've seen, it is possible to get all your required nutrients from vegan food sources. However, there may be times when that's not possible, or when you need to top up a bit more. For example, when building muscle or when travelling. For this, it's perfectly safe and appropriate to supplement. And Smooth Health's protein smoothies not only contain plenty of protein, but also through the fresh fruit and veg ingredients, pack a large percentage of your daily recommended vitamin and mineral intakes.